Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver
Hey guys,
now.
Bix Weir, roadtoruta.com. We have victory for Trump. Victory for Trump. Yeah, that was fun last night, watching it all happen. That was a razor. Obviously, it's rigged. Obviously, it was rigged on Trump's side. But really interesting times right now. It's as if everybody on the inside already knows the results, knows what's going to happen next. But yeah, let's celebrate a good night for Trump and the Republicans and the freedom fighters that Trump is hiring. Unbelievable. He brought everybody on stage. It was a good night. It was a good night. But that doesn't mean the game is over. Not by far. The deep state does not want to be taken out. So let's talk about that. Where can they go now? You know, you've got a cornered rat. What is it that they can do? They can do quite a bit. First of all, let's take a look here. I think the final vote is I don't even think he won the popular vote too, which is really cool. Even with their cheating. Trump's speech, acceptance speech. Trump vows to lead golden age of America in victory speech to fix everything. I do think he's talking about the treasures under our feet, as he said before, and that would be the gold in the Grand Canyon and at Chalk Mountain, all over the United States. There's massive amounts of gold, and I do think we're going on to a gold standard. So between now and inauguration, I think that's what's going to happen. So that we get to inauguration time, there's no more shit left to fall apart, and we can start rebuilding. Of course, it won't be that easy. They have changed the law on the transition. Now, this is really interesting. 77 days of transition. This is from Election Day to January 20th. New law aims to streamline presidential power transfer process. The 2024 presidential election will see the first application of a 2022 amendment to the laws governing the transfer of power between administrations. There are 77 days between November 5th and January 20th, inauguration of the next president, during which time the president-elect will ready his or her administration to take over from President Joe Biden. The handoffs between an outgoing administration and a government in waiting have been largely drama-free for decades, and they have been governed by the rules enumerated in the Presidential Transition Act of 1963, but they changed it. Now what, basically in summary, what they're going to do is both Trump and I believe Harris will select administrations. I know. Let's see. The initial responsibility of the successful candidate is to acquire knowledge of the current administration's missions, policies, and ongoing projects, as well as to commence process of filling the position. The new team is provided guidance by career leaders and appointees from the outgoing administration to assist in the launch. Under the new mandate, Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris may find themselves forming rival administrations for weeks. Interesting. This is far from over, my friends. This has all come out of the January 6th stuff, and that peaceful protest that the Democrats say was a coup, attempted coup. It's so ridiculous. First thing Trump's going to do is he's going to pardon all the January 6th people. So they should be. Yes, there are massive amounts of January 6th people in jail today. Still, it's so stupid. They're political prisoners, so he will pardon them day one. I guarantee you. But let's see where this could go. So Trump won the presidency. Even the Democrats aren't contesting that. The Senate was won by the Republicans, so they took over the Senate. House of Representatives still hasn't been decided, and that's where they're placing their hopes. If we have another Trump presidency, the House of Representatives is going to be a nightmare if the Democrats control it, and they don't want that. At least the new administration doesn't want that. These are deep state operatives. We need to get them out. Democrats battle for U.S. House as Republicans take the Senate. And then you have here's where we are right now. 199 for Republicans, 180 for Democrats. You need 218, but a lot of these are West Coast type of seats, so they'll probably mostly go to the Democrats. So although they need about 19 more than the Republicans, it's going to be close. It's going to be close. I don't know what's going to happen, but our friend Cliff, in his data, he kind of does. Listen to this. This is Cliff posting on X. I was not bullshitting about November 7th, which is tomorrow. Release of emotional energies and the pending need for we the people to step up and get to work. The global mood will be on the ebullient side today through Friday-ish. In the midst of that, there will be a manifestation of some concern that will arise within a small group of deep dot military guys working in a hole in the ground somewhere out in the western United States. Their concern will be focused on a manifestation out near Earth space. So what, are we going to get a meteor coming in? I don't know. Perhaps associated with the second moon, quote. Their concern will be the apparently intellectually directed and controlled part of this manifestation. The situation and their paranoia about it will be tightly held by these deep dot military guys for a while. It may take days or weeks before it starts to leak into our commonly shared reality. When it does, we can expect histrionics arising from big swaths of the population. This is massive. Imagine saying, oh my God, there's a meteor coming in. The timing couldn't be more apropos. Where are we? The woo people will be needed to help the normies construct a mental framework, a new paradigm for reality in which to place these manifestations of concern. It will be real work. There will be serious consequences for failure affecting all involved. There will be woo people who will be snatched up by officialdom. Wow. There will be woo people who are really seriously pissed that they did not get snatched up by officialdom. There will be lots of physicists and mathematicians in Normie land who will also be blowing mental gaskets over this development. Officialdom will snatch certain woo people because they are not like everyone else on Earth at this time. These people can think logically, practically, and constructively within an ontologic paradigm blinded neither by science nor religion. The Trump and Rogan conversation was the temporal marker of the century so far. It marked humanity taking a big step up into the threshold of sci-fi world. Now we walk through the door. Whew! Holy moly. And this is the kind of thing, interesting little picture right below. I think this is the kind of thing we're going to have to be dealing with. Yeah, I've known there's alien spacecraft for a very long time. I've had night vision goggles, the Russian night vision goggles. I've seen things that obviously are not human-made. So is this the time for that? And why throw it in the midst of this transition? I don't know. I do believe we are still on track for the destruction of the monetary system, even though if you look at historically what silver has done when Trump was in office back from 2016 to 2020, he made it flat. He went right here. Started out February 20th, it was $14.87, and then the next, January 20th. The next January 20th was when he left office, $16.40. So nothing happened to silver. They were able to maintain flat silver rates with the computer rigging. And that's the most important thing. Silver is the destroyer of banks. So Trump, as I said for many years now, Trump was the best rigger of them all. But he's still a rigger. Without free markets, we do not have freedom. We did not have freedom when Trump was president. And if he does the same thing, which they can, I don't think they're going to this time. If he does the same thing, we are not free. Not at all. So we will see what happens and how rigged the markets are or unrigged or what's going on with that. I think we're at a point, especially in silver, because of all the industrial applications. Now, Cliff seems to think the industrial applications are gigantic, but it's more on the sci-fi world type of stuff. the new technologies that are being built right now by behind the scenes. So China is soaking up all China and India is soaking up all the silver has more to do with the sci-fi equipment and things we're going to be given, literally, than it does with solar panels and all the mainstream stuff. Very interesting time. Yes, I'm still 100%. They slam silver down a little. I don't think they'll go under $30. If they go under $30, we're going to make our giveaway the two-sided Road to Ruta coin. Very rare, by the way. It's got the two fronts of both the Road to Ruta coins, one with the heart and then the original one of Ruta walking in the Grand Canyon. We might do that anyway. Keep your ears peeled on that. Really cool coin. We used to give a couple of them away when we were doing live shows, but we did get some to give away if the price goes under $30. That's what they're going to do. All right. Again, where we are as far as the normal rig, as if anything's normal anymore, but the normal rig, we're just above the 100-day moving average. If they drop it below that, and the 100-day moving average is $30.23. Tell you what, that's the number we'll do. $30.20, it's 24 cents. Anything below that, we're going to give away the Ruta coins until it pops back up above. Because this is the area where everybody and their mother is buying, China and India especially. They've given up on the 200-day moving average. They're like, well, we're competing with this person, this person, and this person. So if we want to build solar panels, if we want to save the planet from global warming or whatever they're saying, climate change, we're going to have to buy a lot of silver, and we can't get it because it's not being allowed to be put under the 200-day moving average, meaning everybody's buying under the 100-day moving average. The big money is buying. This is physical silver, not the rigged COMEX price. Yes, the physical price. The physical, what do you call it? Draining of silver all around the world has been going pretty strong, and Russia's in the game now too. I would guess, since they watch this, they're going to be buying just above the 100-day moving average and not let it go. It might not go below the 100-day moving average ever again, ever, until new exchanges are established after the crash. Everything's after the crash. There's no doubt the crash is coming. I don't know when. The most likely time is the next, as Cliff is saying, the next 77 days, the transition time. It'll be really interesting to see if China goes into Taiwan. I believe they will at some point very soon. I don't think they will once Trump gets inaugurated. So we got 76 days now. All right. But as you can see, this is theoretically what they're saying. Why did gold and silver go down, Bix? Theoretically, it's because of the dollar's strength. When Trump got in, the stock market's going crazy. Everything's going crazy. And so they slammed gold and silver. But we all know it's just a computer mouse click. Just slam gold and silver. It's not a big deal. Just hang on to your stuff because this will reverse at some point, and everybody's going to say, holy shit. Because we're in that holy shit time, and the Democrats know it. And if they miss this, if they miss the House, lose the House, they know that they're going to have to release everything they got. Could be suitcase nukes. Who knows? Who knows what they got? Definitely some spacecraft type of stuff. But we have a Space Force now, don't forget. And Trump, in his acceptance speech, great acceptance speech, by the way, check that out. He's got the entire Trump team and family up there. It's a pretty powerful group. I thought Elon was going to get up there, but no, he didn't want to steal the thunder, I think. Trump talked about Elon and his work with his spacecraft stuff. That is the future. We're not going back. So we're headed into the sci-fi world, kicking and screaming, but we're going there. Okay, Bitcoin went crazy. Went up 6.4%. That used to be a small move for Bitcoin. Now, I do see the $100,000 Bitcoin parties that Cliff had foreseen years and years ago happening. Because I think that the first Trump administration is what we'll go through with this Trump administration is what we should have gone through with the first Trump administration. There will be certain things that won't be allowed this time that were allowed last time. I saw in Seattle, the police were actually doing their job and not allowing the Antifa people to riot. It's like, holy crap, that's a whole new world for Seattle. And they were doing it very, very like streamlined. They know what to do. Antifa is gone. If Antifa tries to do anything, you got the police are going to come in, the real police, or the military, or the National Guard, or just American patriots, and say, no, you guys lost. Get the hell out of here, and take off their masks and identify them, because they'll be rounded up, and should be rounded up. You know, if you're gonna go out there and protest, you can't do it if you don't have a mask on. That doesn't mean anything. It means you're an NPE, non-player entity, whatever that thing, in video game terminology. If you're going to go make a stand, let people see your face. And the only reason they don't is because these guys are getting paid by George Soros and friends. Or George Soros' son, I think, is running the show now on that side of things. So, yeah, there'll be a lot of patriots out there saying, we're not going to put up with any of this shit. You know, looting and breaking into businesses, destroying businesses. No, it's not going to fly this time. It's going to be a big stop sign. It was allowed back in the day when we weren't quite sure how this was all happening. Now everybody knows. So, interesting time to be alive. So Bitcoin, 74,000, up like 5,000 or something. Theta got a little bit of a bump. Again, Theta's for the future. Theta's going into the thousands. That's 1,000x from where it is today. I can't tell you what day it's going to happen, but the technology that Theta offers today can solve so many problems that the tech world will come into, especially in sci-fi world. And I mean, AI is taking over for most things. We're headed into a new world. You can believe it or not. It's not going to help you to shut your eyes to it. I think in the next 3 years, the entire internet will be completely different. Everything is going decentralized now, including what the Theta software does is it allows people to share their excess capacity on their computers, on their flat screen TVs, on their electric cars. It shares the hard drive for decentralized cloud computing. It shares the computer processor for the AI stuff, and just the Internet of Things needs that. And it shares broadband, which is massive. The whole world is going to need a lot of broadband, and we can't make those kinds of changes to our system. We can't increase the broadband capacity fast enough. But you can, in a download, instantly open up, I don't know how many X, the current size of if everybody was downloaded the Theta Edge node and was sharing their excess capacity, especially with broadband, you would have a much different world as far as the tech side. So yes, that's why I think, Theta is going into the thousands, maybe many thousands, probably. And T-Fuel, I think, is going 6 or 10 to 1. And it's at 20 to 1 right now. So T-Fuel is my call right now, although it's easier to rig because Binance has so much T-Fuel. Theta Labs is giving away a lot of their T-Fuel. Remember, T-Fuel is kind of like the currency of the Theta network, whereas the Theta token is the governance aspect of the Theta network. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Anyway, what does that mean? Buy Theta, buy T-Fuel. Go to roadtoroota.com. We have a partnership with Caleb and Brown if you don't know what you're doing. You can swap it on simpleswap.io if you're halfway crypto savvy. SimpleSwap.io. There's a couple of places. I don't trust a lot of these places. I've used SimpleSwap for a long time, and it happens instantly, so you don't have to, deal with the bullshit. And if you don't know what you're doing, you go to roadtoroota.com, click on affiliates, and down right there is Caleb and Brown. Go check them out. And there's a discussion I have with Jake, who kind of runs the show over there. Go check it out, roadtoroota.com, if you want to get Theta and be part of the future. I highly suggest getting plenty of cryptos, the good ones. And it's hard to find the good ones. And there's a lot of bullshit out there. None of the DeFi is going to survive. Maybe decentralized DeFi, but at the end of the day, not many of them are decentralized, the DeFi stuff. DeFi will be in direct competition with the new gold standard. So, that's not going to be allowed. Who knows? But who knows, right? All right, that's what I. Oh, and also I do think I still think Cliff's longtime prediction that Veritasium will eclipse the price of Bitcoin is going to happen. And at the beginning, we didn't know how. Reggie Middleton's invention of decentralized peer-to-peer capital markets, basically taking the place of the criminal banksters. It will happen after the banks crash, if it's going to happen. So I think Veritasium's like a lottery ticket. No, I wouldn't go buy a whole bunch of it. The odds of winning the lottery are very low. But I see as we get closer and closer, knowing that the U.S., after the SEC went after Reggie Middleton for bullshit, and it was the most vilified token in history, then after that they approved the patent for Reggie's invention, which is crazy, and in Japan as well. So I think Cliff's data is correct. When the banks crash and there's no more stock market, bond market, all that, the government will come to Reggie and say, hey, let's go to we're going to try to use your invention, peer-to-peer capital markets. You don't need Charles Schwab. You don't need J.P. Morgan to rig markets. That's the problem, is the market rigging. This solves that. So yeah, get yourself some Veritasium if you don't have some. That's really hard to get. Mercatox, there's some ways to get it. I don't trust any ways to get it. But if you're crypto savvy, go on a Mercatox and get some. You can't get much because it won't let you. Basically, you'll be paying $100 for one Veritasium because the liquidity is so small. I mean, look at the volume traded in the last 24 hours, $900. Compare that with the Bitcoin volume in the last 24 hours, $109 billion. It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, if a decent size, any Bitcoin holder sneezes, they can send Veritasium to the moon. So yeah, that's where we are. So the future is crazy. Cliff is expecting starting tomorrow to start to see the real crazy stuff. Hey, if you want to join the private road, we're currently giving away Theta. 10 Theta, 100 Theta fuel, and 1,000 T drop with every private road subscription. You don't have to know how to deal with cryptos. This is loaded on a paper wallet and mailed to your front door. Just take it and stick it in your safe with your silver, and you're golden. You're golden, pony boy. Stay golden. All right, this is Bix Weir. I'll talk to you.